Hey, it's Brad Waller, and I'm in my wife's car today. Actually, I'm making a quick trip to the store to buy onion and garlic because we're doing a bunch of cooking for tomorrow, and that was an illegal soccer throw. Your feet came off the ground. I don't know why I watch things like that. A bunch of cooking for the Super Bowl tomorrow, although this video may not go out until after the Super Bowl, but that's what I'm doing. There, a little better lighting on me. Hard to do car. Talked about that before. No, that doesn't help. But I'm off to the store, and we always do something for Super Bowl. And this year, I thought, oh, how about like barbecue sliders or something like that? And she went to the store and found an 8-pound pork butt roast, which I've never done anything with before, but I figured, well, we'll try. And all the recipes we found were, it's like, oh, have like a 4-pound roast. So we cut it in half, and we will be making barbecue, and we'll be doing carnitas, one of each. Boy, I'm all blown out in the video here, and I'm all black, so not a happy medium. So I will probably do some voiceovers if I'm able to do this right, since we're all trying to get better at doing video. I've got a bunch of stills that I will be taking over the weekend, doing the Super Bowl 5K, 10K. I'll just be doing the walk, just walking the 5K tomorrow with my wife, but maybe I'll take some stills from that, and we'll be baking a bunch of food, or making a bunch of food. And I'll talk a little bit about maybe the techniques. I've gotten into all sorts of different ways of cooking. I like meat. I like prime rib a lot, and steaks. And the technique that I came out with for prime rib that I really liked was just a low and slow way of cooking. The standard way when they talk about cooking meat is always first you've got to sear the outside to seal in the juices. You've got to do all this, and then once it's seared, you put it in like a really hot pan, and then you do all this, and then you finish it off at a cooler temperature, 350 or something. So my old recipe was in the oven at like 450, 500 degrees for half an hour, and then put it down to 325 for X minutes per pound, depending on, I think it was 12 to 15 minutes per pound, but I used a temperature probe to get it to a good temperature that I knew that would come out the way I liked it. And that was all well and good, but there was a lot of variability. There were a lot of times where it came out and it's like, geez, you're off by a degree or two. And it was tough. So, finish off my thoughts on the way I was cooking. So the way I used to cook my prime rib was in the oven at 450, 500 degrees for like 20 minutes, and then you turn the temperature down to, let you see my eyes, turn the temperature down to 325 for like 11 to 12 minutes per pound until it's at 132 degrees, I think was the temperature I used to shoot for. But there was some variability on that, and it was difficult to always hit the right temperature. The temperature is going up so quickly, you go an extra 5 minutes and it's now medium instead of medium well, or a medium rare. So the new method I hit upon was you put it in a 225 degree oven and use temperature probes and just watch it until it gets up to the temperature you want. For me, it's about 132, I believe. And you take it out of the oven at that temperature and take max your oven out, get the broiler going 500 plus degrees, and then you put it in for about 10 minutes to sear the outside and get that nice color. And then at that point you cook. You take it out and you're done. You cut it. There's no resting the meat because it's come up to temperature so slowly. And I really liked that, and I really liked the results I was getting. But I then came upon a new method called sous vide, which is basically using a water bath. So I've got a device that I put into a pot or what you'll see on some of the stills is a cooler, and I made something so I could hold it in there. And so it's got a water bath that's maintained at the exact temperature that you want your food to be at. So if you want it at 131.6 degrees, you can do 131.6 and set it to that. And the nice thing is, it goes until you get to temperature, and it maintains it at that temperature. It's not like you got it in an oven at 225 or 325 where you leave it in an extra half hour and it's well done. For this, you leave it in an extra half hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, it's not a big deal. Now, food does get mushy at some point, so if you cook salmon for 3 hours, it'll probably be pretty mushy. It won't be well done, but it'll be kind of mushy. But the nice thing is you can cook a piece of meat. So let's say I want to sous vide my prime rib. It's going to be 4 hours maybe. I don't remember what it was. 4, 5, 6 hours. But if I go an extra hour, it's not a big deal. So but you still do have to sear the outside when you're done. It's the same as that low and slow cooking technique. So usually now, instead of doing the oven, you can do a cast iron pan, a hot pan, do something like that. What I'm doing tomorrow, well, today and tomorrow, with the pork shoulder, pork butt, whatever it's called, Boston butt, I don't know why they call things like that. I have to talk to Joe Souza and ask him. But this here is going to be basically shreddable. So when it comes out, it's going to be at 165 degrees for 18 to 20 hours. Then you'll take it out, shred it, spread it out on a cookie sheet, and then crisp it up in the oven. So that's how the carnitas go. For barbecue, I think you can just shred it, pour barbecue sauce over it, and be done with it. So that's why I'm in the car going to the store.